Marjorie Taylor Greene calls Lauren Boebert a little bitch on the House floor, report says. Two MAGA Republicans have previously been seen as allies in the far-right bloc in the House. I mean, when we say allies, I mean, we're talking like hard allies. Like, they were screaming at Joe Biden together during the State of the Union address. They were the two people that were yelling and hooting and hollering. I mean, do we have the Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene clip? I mean, or just a picture of it? Lauren Boebert, MTG Biden. Yeah, here it is. Here's them together, you know, hooting and hollering and angry that the State of the Union's being given by the President of the United States. Look at them hooting and hollering, causing a ruckus together as the two, you know, anti-establishment attack dogs of the right. And now they hate each other. I wonder how much of this comes from the Kevin McCarthy nomination process, because a lot of fighting, especially with people like Matt Gaetz amongst the far right, between Marjorie Taylor Greene and people like Matt Gaetz, came from that. After Marjorie Taylor Greene most likely was made a really, really good committee offer, which she was, and then jumped on the Kevin McCarthy train, and other people like Matt Gaetz and I believe Lauren Boebert, if I'm remembering correctly, did not jump on the train. And that was the first time I really saw some friction between people like Matt Gaetz and Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Anyway, let's read the article. Why did she get called a little bee? Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene reportedly tore into her fellow conservative lawmaker Lauren Boebert on the House floor on Wednesday. Oh my goodness. So this is today. Calling the Colorado rep a little bitch and accusing her of copying the articles of impeachment against Joe Biden. Wait. So this stems from her believing that Lauren Boebert is copying her for the impeachment of Joe Biden. So this is like fighting over turf, like clout turf, over who gets to host the next unsuccessful impeachment of Joe Biden for the third or fourth time. What a stupid thing to argue about. It's already not going to work. It's literally just a PR stunt. But considering Marjorie Taylor Greene is literally only PR stunts, and she does everything she can to fundraise as much as possible, I could see where her anger's coming from. Not as in that I agree with it, I can just see where it's coming from. C-SPAN cameras captured the two MAGA Republicans having what appeared to be a heated conversation on Wednesday after Ms. Boebert laid the groundwork to force a procedural vote on her impeachment articles in the coming days. Multiple people witnessed or were appraised at the exchange, including an anonymous GOP lawmaker, and reported its alleged comments to the Daily Beast. Let's see.
Take your conversations to the back, off the floor. For what purpose does the gentlewoman... Order, please.
They do not look happy. Not that bad, though. Oh, well, nope, she's pointing. That's not good.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Florida, Mrs. Luna, seek...
And she's pointing again and again, too. That can't be good. That can't be good. The argument reportedly began when Representative Boebert approached Representative Greene and was upset about statements you made about me publicly. Okay, so it's Boebert talking to Greene. The joiner representative then allegedly called her counterpart a little bitch and accused her of piggybacking on the idea to impeach Joe Biden. Wow. Oh my God, what a genius idea. Like, I wanted to be the do-nothing politician, and you're stealing my do-nothing performative outrage spotlight so I can grift off of it and make more money on my dumb fuck podcast. By the way, does Lauren Boebert... I know Marjorie Taylor Greene has a dumb fuck podcast. Does Lauren Boebert have a podcast? Let's check. Lauren Boebert podcast. I bet she does. I bet she stole that too. I bet she does. Oh my God. No, she doesn't. She's gone on other podcasts. Oh, okay. Damn, I thought it would... Dang. I thought I'd have a new content train, a new content cow. I've donated to you. I've defended you. but you've been nothing but a little bitch to me, Miss Greene reportedly said, and you copied my articles of impeachment after I asked you to co-sponsor them. Okay, Marjorie, we're through, Miss Boebert allegedly responded, to which Miss Greene reportedly said, we were never together. Crawling in my skin. My wounds, they will not heal. We were never friends. I never liked you. I was faking it the whole time. When we were yelling at Joe Biden together, you copied me then too. Oh God, this is such childish nonsense. They're already such a small minority in Congress. These like wackadoodle nut jobs, and they could be making like the nutcase caucus, but instead they're dividing themselves and marginalizing themselves and making their party look worse in the process. The Colorado Republican didn't deny the heated exchange when contacted by the Daily Beast. Marjorie is not my enemy. I came here to protect our children and their posterity. Joe Biden and the Democrats are destroying our country, she told the outlet. My priorities are to correct their bad policies and save America. The Independent has contacted Miss Greene's office for comment. On the same day as the alleged argument, Miss Greene appeared to publicly criticize Mrs. Boebert's impeachment plan. I'm different than what Lauren Boebert did, Miss Greene said at CBS. She just went and did it. I just addressed the conference about impeachment and said that it's the right thing to do. Well, this just makes her sound like she is doing something. But again, all of this is pointless. Like, all of this. Oh, yeah. And at the end, Miss Boebert has attempted to impeach Joe Biden multiple times. I'm bringing my articles of impeachment against Joe Biden to the House floor in a privilege motion, meaning that every member of Congress must vote on holding Joe Biden accountable. The far-right Republican from Colorado said she wants to impeach Biden because of dereliction of duty at the southern border. What a ridiculous thing to base impeachment off of. Like, when we talk about Donald Trump being impeached, and the strategy basically is, if you impeach Joe Biden, if you impeach Trump, we'll just impeach you. You do something to Trump, we'll do something right back. There's no like thought about maybe Donald Trump shouldn't have had a call with Zelensky where he took already congressionally approved aid that's already been approved to Ukraine and then dangled it in the air to get dirt on his political opponent, something he did not have the constitutional authority to do, as he held up aid, which again was illegal to do. That is not different. I think that's a little different than like Joe Biden having undocumented immigrants cross the southern border. There's a difference in the violation of process between A and B. Anyway, this just shows that the far right are not as unified as many would seem to think. You would think like, all these far right nut jobs would all just, love each other and sing with each other in kumbaya. But a lot of the infighting you see on the left is also as equally, like when you look at the socialists and the anarchists and all these type of people fighting on the left, or even just within the Democratic Party, and we're not talking about the extreme like fringe left, there is a lot of infighting, and I get to see that more because I'm in that infighting. I'm in that infighting within the Democratic Party. I'm in that infighting sometimes when it comes to, people on the left-wing side of the spectrum. But that also exists on the right. And when it comes to people like Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who both kind of take up the same role of I'm just a loud, obnoxious airbag who contributes nothing, but says a lot of, strongly worded things, no matter how ridiculous they are, maybe a little cuckoo, but I rake in those dollars because of all the attention I can get from being a public attention whore, which is, again, both of their jobs. But there's only so many attention whores the Republican Party and that specific faction within the Republican Party can have. And so while they're both trying to attention whore over impeaching Joe Biden, a thing that will not succeed anyway, has no chance of succeeding, and is based on literally nothing. They're too busy fighting over who gets to attention whore over it and then direct more people to donate to their website. So they're not even like infighting over like something substantial, They're not even infighting over something that means anything. Wait, is this just forced to vote? Is this just forced to vote for crazed like QAnon people? Uh-oh. I think I've broken the matrix a little bit too much. I need to reel it in before I ask too many questions. Jesus. We're gonna get some good stuff tomorrow on George Santos. What's this? A federal judge ruled that the two people who guaranteed George Santos's $500,000 bail will have their names publicly revealed on Thursday, that is, unless his guarantors withdraw their bail guarantees before then. Santos previously said he'd rather go to jail than release their names. Well, I'm happy with either outcome. We get the names, it's probably going to be somebody really funny, and it will be hilarious, and it might just implicate him further, or he goes to jail. Either way, it's funny. Let's look at this. We have an update to this row in the Republican Party over impeaching Joe Biden that Lauren Boebert's forcing on them. House GOP fumes as the right goes rogue on impeachment. House Republicans erupted into infighting on Wednesday as leadership and members across the conference pushed back on a burst of impeachment votes being forced by right-wing lawmakers. It's an escalation of an increasingly acrimonious internal GOP dynamic as members of the right-wing Freedom Caucus try to seize control of the party's agenda. I think they've gone rogue, said Representative Ken Calvert, representative Republican from California, an ally of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Driving the news, McCarthy in a closed-door conference meeting on Wednesday argued against Representative Lauren Boebert's resolution to impeach Biden, according to multiple sources in the meeting. The speaker said investigations in the Biden administration need to play out, and such resolutions have to run through the normal committee process before any such vote takes place. So this is like an of course duh. If you're going to impeach Biden, you should first have evidence that he did something wrong and not just be doing it for PR purposes like Lauren Boebert's doing. But putting that aside, let's say they impeach Biden and it fails, because Boebert has already tried to impeach Biden and it's failed. And now she does it again and it fails. Let's say the Republicans actually find something on Biden. The Democrats can literally just pull what the Republicans did. You guys, but actually even more so because she's doing it, trying to do it again and again and again. Couldn't they just be like, you guys tried to impeach Biden a million times and now you're going to try to do it again? Sad witch hunt. Just turn the tables on them. Even some members aligned with the Freedom Caucus were receptive to that case. I like the committee system, Representative Tim Burchett, Republican from Tennessee, told Axios, saying that an effort like Boebert's to circumvent it frustrates me. Boebert was not at the conference meeting despite McCarthy inviting her to speak, according to multiple sources. Boebert's measure, which targets Biden's handling of the U.S.-Mexico border. That's the thing. She's trying to impeach Biden because he's bad on the border. It's not even he violated the Constitution or like he did anything illegal or without his bounds as president. It's just the border is bad, impeach. It's not like what happened with Trump again, which was like, hey, I'm going to try to hold this already congressionally approved aid over Zelensky's head for dirt on my political opponent, which is illegal and he can't do because it was already constitutionally approved. I mean, not constitutionally approved, congressionally approved. It was already voted on. He couldn't do anything, but he tried to anyway. That was what he was impeached over. Well, one of the two impeachments. Representative Ann Paula Luna, resolution censoring Representative Adam Schiff is said to be voted on again Wednesday after failing last week, although it appears to have the necessary GOP votes this time. Damn. They're going to censor Representative Adam Schiff. The thing is, I understand what they're trying to do. Their whole idea is like, if the Democrats do something to us, we'll just do it back to them. But I think it looks more petty than they realize. In the censoring thing, when it comes to Adam Schiff, I mean, that's mostly going to be PR shit anyway. So if it makes them look more petty, I don't think it's going to have a really negative impact on the Democratic Party or ability to try to undercut them and their agenda and them like hollowing out labor regulations, for example. I do think it's just going to make them look worse. So I'm not even that particularly upset by it. Should they be doing it? No. But I mean, I think they're just making themselves look silly. And honestly, the more they distract themselves with this frivolous nonsense, the better. Impeachment has to be done, Marjorie Taylor Greene said. I do not have an exact timeline, but I'm converting them to privilege resolutions. I love that from Kevin McCarthy. It's, well, let's wait for the evidence. For Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's, we must impeach. It is our duty to impeach Joe Biden. Several Republicans told Axios that they don't plan to vote for Boebert's resolution, placing it in serious jeopardy. I don't intend to, said Representative French Hill, a Republican from Arkansas, another McCarthy ally. Representative Carlos Gimenez, Republican from Florida, said he's probably not voting for what he called a premature impeachment, adding that I may vote to impeach the president, but we need to go through a process. This motion is not going to pass. It's probably going to have quite a bit of opposition from both parties. Impeachment is one of the most awesome powers of Congress. It's not something that you should flippantly exercise in 2 days, said Republican from Louisiana Garrett Graves, a McCarthy lieutenant. Wait, a lieutenant? I've never heard this term before. That's cool. They got little cute military names. Isn't that adorable? Some swing district members said in the conference meeting that Boebert's vote puts them in a tough political position. Biden District Representative Don Bacon, a Republican from Nebraska, told Axios, "It's not right. It's people thinking of themselves. They're just using these motions for raising campaign cash." This is the hard part, is that the way that Boebert is doing this vote means that people kind of have to vote on them. And so these Republicans who are in districts that are usually held by Democrats that know that it will hurt them politically to try to impeach Joe Biden, because it'll just look like political grandstanding. It won't look like it's for a legitimate reason. It's going to hurt them politically. But Boebert doesn't need to worry about that, because she's in a she was in a very safe red district until recently, during the recent election, where she only won by like half a point compared to a Democrat. But she should be in a safe red district. But she's performed as much as a clown as possible, undercutting her ability to hold onto the seat safely. And so she's decided to double down and act more like a clown. They are just using these motions for raising campaign cash. 100% true, said one House Republican speaking on the condition of anonymity. You can ask me, I'll say the same thing. That's 100% true. That guy's just being honest, even if he won't put his name to it. Another Biden district member told Axios that he's frustrated with Boebert for bringing it up. Representative Kelly Armstrong, a Republican from North Dakota, predicted its impact will be felt more so probably in primaries, with moderates who vote against the resolution risking a challenge from the right. People are fed up with the weaponized government. So in my opinion, and the opinion of the base, we have all the evidence we need, Greene said. Okay, so for Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's kind of giving it up here. It's not about there actually being a reason to impeach Biden. It's just they believe Trump's being persecuted. Therefore, we need to counter persecute Biden. That's the argument, legitimately. And not like if you go into the Trump case and you look at the merits of the case and be like, hey, he kind of admitted here that he knew they were classified in this deposition from his lawyers. And, he didn't hand the documents back, and he increased the penalty for this while he was in office. So it's not like he couldn't have known about violations of the Presidential Records Act. All of that is put to the side, and it's just Democrats go after Trump. Therefore, we go after Biden. Everybody's got a different opinion, said Representative Ralph Norman. There's a question of timing, but there always is. You debate the issue, you discuss them. If we get 218, that kind of rules.